Well, good evening, everyone. And this time we're going to talk on this episode of in Focus. And the title is this: Tip of Bicycle Lanes. Cyclist Safety in Time of Pandemic. Supposedly, I should have a guest here, but due to unknown reason, they cannot make it here for this tonight's episode. But anyways, thank you so much, Cycling Matters, for those cycling tips, safety, and even more that you have been promoting all over the social media. But first of all, sort of introduction, whereas before I proceed to the presentation with regards to the increased apprehension against motorists violating the bicycle lane rules, let me have some sort of, upcoming programs on virtual. Next at 2000, it's the Adulting with Choice Spain Shot of Sanity Live, powered by Spring Studios Philippines. And on Sunday, 8, Feast at Home Live. Of course, there's Mapping 101 Thursdays, every Thursday at the same time, 1900 or until further notice. And I would like to remind you that there are no modernized public utility vehicle routes, especially for Tasmania City. From Tasmania City to Las Piñas City's San Isidro Market. Next up, going to focus on the bicycle lane safety. You know what? Countless violations of bicycle lanes, aside from obstruction and illegal parking, got into the police attention already. Whereas from Quezon City alone, from initial 21 or 22, it got increased already into 40 apprehensions in Quezon City alone. Not only for illegal parking, but for the obstruction and disobeying traffic signage. As what I have said earlier, continuous apprehensions could occur at any time, anywhere across the Republic of the Philippines. And as such, violations could be result into citations such as the fines and other penalties, like the possible demerit points, and even suspension or revocation of driver's license. So motorists, motorcyclists, heads up. You have to avoid driving or parking at any time on the bicycle lane. Let's skip off those restricted lanes for bicyclist use. And apart from that, let me tell you some sort of story when countless times that I have summoned all of the motorists and motorcyclists here in this subdivision or village alone while walking from the gate all the way to Deerpool Base. And as far as you know, I have a tendency to have some sort of hypervigilantism, and as such, some motorists would be receptive, others could be more arrogant and discourteous. And you know what? While I'm walking from the gate to the home base, or Dearborn base rather, and since the sidewalk at the right side is beside the bicycle lane, and there's a motorist driving on a general multi-purpose travel lane, and the motorcyclist, errant motorcyclist, tries to pass illegally on the bicycle lane. And I was like, I cannot allow this anymore. I have to stop. And upon looking at the motorcyclist, I have to stop him or her, and I have to warn them, like, don't try to pass on the bicycle lane. Kindly proceed back to the travel lane. And he has no choice but to drive in a pace with the sedan at the front. And after the roundabout, oh my goodness, the errant motorcyclist speeding away. I'm not sure if he's speeding already, but you know what? It's too dangerous already. There would be a cyclist crossing through the bicycle lane and got hit by motorcycle or motor vehicle. Chances of injury or death could be very high for the cyclist. And here's the safety tip. Once and for all, you have to wear helmet, and according to the statistics that I have read somewhere from the Facebook page, and I'll show it to you on the screen. What would make cycling safer? For the actual statistics' sake, you have to separate bicyclist or bicycle traffic from the motorist and motorcyclist traffic. That's what the Department of Public Works and Highways have done already for the 6th Circumferential Road, also known as the Laguna Lake Highway. And they have the provision for two-way bicycle two-way cycling traffic, and it's hereby used by all cyclists, whether you're on the solo or with a sidecar. And here's the trick. You know what? A sidecar that has been used in Quezon Memorial Circle is actually a form of surprise that has been occurred live on air to unang hear it. It's located at the Quezon Memorial Circle. The surprise have occurred last 4th of January 2019, wherein, by the way, shout out to One Choice fans right there, and I'll continue with the next sentence. Sister Joyce Spain got surprised by one and only brother Juancho Trevino on the rented bicycle sidecar. As the unexpected surprise while on the live reporting could have paved way for the romantic experience already, and as such, fast forward to 2020, they got happily married already. Going back to the cyclist safety, driver education, and speed limit enforcement is are required elements. Especially if you're going to, you know, drive somewhere else. And as far as you know, several jurisdictions have huge fines and penalties already for illegal passing or parking or driving on the bicycle lane, like the one in Marikina City. Upon the documentary series Alisto from GMA News and Public Affairs, together with Agent A, have summoned already the bicycle lane violators already. And as such, we don't need to have another accident or deaths just to enforce those bicycle lane rules. And right now, MMDA have reported several accidents, including cyclists that got attributed to the overspeeding motor vehicles and other forms of reckless driving. And that's not acceptable already. Of course, the close pass laws and disqualifying repeat offenders could be done already if the law enforcement, like our police and military, could strictly implement those bicycle safety laws. As far as you know, Continuous apprehensions against errant motorists and motorcyclists would continue for several years or days or months or weeks just to teach all motorists a lesson on respecting those cyclist traffic safety. Then investment in active travel could be done if the city itself would provide the plan for the active travel, especially if it's the nearest destination, regardless of the distance. And of course, getting people off their sofas could be possible if you're the authorized person outside residence, thus increasing the productivity as well. And you know what? Bicycle routes have been mapped already over the open source mapping software OpenStreetMap, and as far as you know, for the Washington Place alone, the blue shaded one represents the map bicycle route and the bicycle lane. So let me zoom this in for you. See for yourselves. The blue line represents the bicycle lane and the shaded portion represents the bicycle routes. Then let me go to the Metro Manila. As far as you know, the circumferential road have mapped already. Quezon City have the bicycle lane already, as well as the Pasig City, and also parts of the Highway 1, AH26, for circumferential road, also known as the EDSA, and the 6th circumferential road, also known as the Laguna Lake Highway. Bonifacio Global City has also the bicycle lane and the shared bus and bicycle lane, whereas buses and bicycles are only allowed at the specific lane. Plus, the White Plains Avenue have bicycle lane also. So, right the shaded one is the designated bicycle route. And the shaded ones are the already mapped and validated bicycle lanes that got designated. The rest of the highway have yet to map it out on the OpenStreetMap. But as far as I know, there's already a bicycle lane on the right side, whereas bus lane or the BRT lane could be on the left side. For Pasig City, there's a bicycle lane already on the Doña Julia Vargas Avenue beside the high occupancy vehicle, 4 plus, and bus lane. Of course, you shouldn't drive over the bicycle lane nor interfere with it. Otherwise, you will get penalized by law. Once you're caught, your licenses might get confiscated as well. And for the long-term safety benefits and the encouragement for the cyclists to cycle on their workplaces, each companies and even business establishments must have at least a bicycle parking racks. And as you can see for the open street map, on the cycle map vendor, Charlie with the numerical value represents the total bicycle parking racks. This highway, which happens to be Highway 60, also known as the Ortigas Avenue, has a bicycle lane already. As such, you're never allowed to drive or park illegally at the designated bicycle lanes. Pasig City, Marikina City, what I have said earlier, have bicycle lanes already. And soon be seen, the blue lines represent the bicycle lane. And these violet shaded ones represent the regional bicycle lane. Why is it shaded on a violet? Let me return to the standard layer. As far as you know, there's a borderline already for the Calabar Zone and National Capital Region. And you know, the stick shade of the line could represent the border or the boundary line between each region, municipality, city, province, and even the barangay that would be represented. And as such, let me return to the cycle map, shaded already as a violet. And as such, people for this podcast sake. Already. There's a bicycle already. However, I have watched the you vlog channel E and How, very furious when it comes to errant motor vehicles, only blocking the bicycle lane, but he has a different opinion for the motorcycles driving on bicycle lane. I'm sorry if I would disagree with your statement, but as far as I'm concerned, motorcyclists should keep off the bicycle lane for cyclist safety reasons. Let me go into the full screen. And as such, got stopped by the Marikina City's Bikeaway Office Enforcement Team, together with the media group coming from GMA News and Public Affairs. And as such, don't want another accident once again for the cyclist. For the Quezon Memorial Circle, bicycle lanes could be at the leftmost side. It's too dangerous. For for the for the Highway 170, 7th, 7th Radial Road, also known as the Commonwealth Avenue, is now on the study for the bicycle installation. Have the existing bicycle lanes already, which is and of course it should be part of the design for the universities and colleges nationwide. And you know what? With the limited number of motor vehicles here, bicycles are a great way to achieve those active travel to and from other buildings or buildings rather. Another problematic bicycle route is from Lydell Baliwag Bypass Road. Oh my goodness me. Air and farmers have violating the no drying of all rice, of all palay field policy from the DPWH, thereby blocking the bicycle lane. It's too dangerous for the cyclist already. Diversion roads that have bicycle lanes must be well protected already. And of course, this bicycle lane. But as far as you know, DILG or the Department of Interior and Local Government have required already all the local government units to install the bicycle lanes within the jurisdiction. Such safety practices should be, you know, practiced already for sake of the safer travel, not only on the nearest destination, but also for potential cycling culture that we could be more enjoyable. I'll try to contact with the Cycling Matters group for the possible podcast team up or collaboration. But you know, that you need to task. You may do so with this got prompted. Kindly tap or click the get started and wait for the further instructions until the menu got appeared. Then press stop to Dearport 24. Of course, think there's more time for bicycle lane, and I have to develop some sort of cyclist safety when I have a story to tell this to you. After some break time. And now back in safety with this topic or with this title, Keep Off Bicycling Cyclists Time of Pandemic Disaster. And as far as you have noticed something different for the podcast channels all over the iTunes, Spotify, Anchor.fm, and most podcast providers. You know what? There would be some sort of rebranding into something new this July 2020, right after the Camp Quarto 2020, wherein I, I'm also a part of it. And during this time, the podcast will, will not be able to be published for some time, and the podcast will be back on a new format. But as far as you know, more programs will be added right there aside from their Dpinfocus. Mapping 101 on the condensed parts will be uploaded as well, just to shorten it into some parts or part by part per episode. And of course, this July 2020, I'm going to reveal it to you. And it would be entitled as Dear Paul 24 Radio. It's not all about the traditional AM or FM frequency, but it's purely an online radio that could be last for 10 or 20 or 30 years to come till those next generation of people from millennials to Gen Zs could be, you know, heard already on their voice. And as far as you know, podcast could be a very important element for the future of their portrait for media. And right here, their portrait for In Focus Live would continue for every Friday. It would be 1900 hours, 7 p.m. Hopefully, this would be continued. But if ever there would be a sudden changes into the schedule, especially if you're going to listen to the regular schedule, but there's a task schedule that would be conflicting, it would be moved upon the announcement. And of course, this July 2020, WeMap sessions will post for a while to focus on other initiatives. Therefore, Mapping 101 could be either Wednesdays or Thursdays on either tape or live format. And therefore, it's 10 minutes remaining. To summarize this one, we have to respect each other, especially the cyclists that have needed already the convenient, efficient, environmental friendly way of travel. And of course, you have to avoid some sort of encroachment or intrusion into the bicycle lane network. And that means any form of illegal passing, illegal parking, obstruction, and even reckless driving could land you into citation or worse, huge fines, demerit points, and jail time. And of course, for the next week could be the pop featuring the cycling matters if they would collaborate with the role, which is this podcast. Of course, it would be streamed live and more discussions such as the bicycle lane ordinances or policies and the bicycle lane standards to be discussed next week. So see you next week.